Good morning, students. Chapter 4, Principles of Inheritance and Variation. In today's class, we are going to discuss the topic sex-linked inheritance. So, what is sex-linked inheritance means? The inheritance of a trait, trait means character, is determined by a gene which is located on one of the sex chromosome is called as sex-linked inheritance. We have already learned that the last pair of chromosomes, that is the 23rd pair of chromosomes, are called as allosomes or sex chromosomes. So, the inheritance of a trait that is determined by a gene which is located on one of the sex chromosome is called as sex-linked inheritance. Genes present on the different regions of the X or Y chromosomes are called as sex-linked genes. So, sex-linked genes means the genes which are present on the different regions of the X or Y chromosomes are called as sex-linked genes. The genes which are present in the different region of the X chromosomes are called as X-linked genes, which have no corresponding alleles in the Y chromosomes. So, the X-linked genes. So, what do you mean by X-linked genes means? That is, the genes which are present in the different region of the X chromosomes are called as X-linked genes, and the X-linked genes have no corresponding alleles in the Y chromosome. Same way, the genes which are present in the Y chromosomes. So, the genes which are present in the Y chromosomes are called as Y-linked genes, or it is otherwise called as Hollandric genes. So, the other name for Y-linked genes is called as Hollandric genes. And the Y-linked genes have no corresponding allele in the X chromosome. The Y-linked genes have no corresponding alleles in the X chromosomes. Next, the Y-linked genes inherit along with Y chromosomes and they phenotypically express only in the male sex. So, the Y-linked genes inherit along with the Y chromosomes. So, these genes only they inherit along with the Y chromosomes and they express, that is, they phenotypically, that is, externally or morphologically express their characters only in the male sex. Sex-linked inherited traits are more common in males than females. So, if you take the sex-linked inherited characters, they are more common in males than females because males are hemizygous. Hemizygous means one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. But if you take the females, they are homozygous, that is, two X chromosomes are present. So, they are called as homozygous. The females are called as homozygous because two X chromosomes are present. But the males are called as hemizygous because one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So, the sex-linked inherited traits are common in male than female and therefore express the trait when they inherit one mutant allele. The X-linked and Y-linked genes in the different regions, that is non-homologous regions, do not undergo pairing. So, the X-linked and the Y-linked genes which are located in the different regions of the non-homologous, that is, different region means non-homologous regions, they do not undergo pairing or crossing over during meiosis. The inheritance of X or Y-linked genes is called as sex-linked inheritance. Next, we will see about the inheritance of the X-linked genes. So, we will see some examples of the inheritance of the X-linked genes means red-green color blindness. It is called as red-green color blindness because people who are affected by this disease cannot able to identify these three colors, these two colors, red and green. Or it is otherwise called as daltonism. So, it is commonly called as color blindness or otherwise called as daltonism, and those people cannot able to identify the red and green color. Next is hemophilia and Duchenne's muscular dystrophy and these are the examples of the X-linked gene inheritance. So the examples of X-linked gene inheritance are color blindness or daltonism, hemophilia and Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. First we'll discuss about the hemophilia. So hemophilia, hem means blood. So it is a blood related disease. So hemophilia is commonly known as bleeder's disease, which is more common in men than women. So this disease is very common among the men, and very rare cases only it can be seen in case of women, and it is commonly known as bleeder's disease. So this hereditary disease was reported by John Cotto. So it was reported by the scientist John Cotto in the year 1803. And it is caused by a recessive X-linked gene. The particular disease hemophilia is caused by a recessive X-linked gene. The person with a recessive gene for hemophilia lacks a normal clotting substance called thromboplastin in blood. So it is mainly caused by a recessive X-linked gene, and person who is having this recessive X-linked genes lacks a normal clotting substance named thromboplastin, which is present in the blood. This thromboplastin is responsible for the clotting of blood, but this person will lack those substances, that is the thromboplastin. Hence, minor injuries cause continuous bleeding leading to death. Since the person lacks the substance thromboplastin, even if he get any minor injury also, the blood will be coming continuously, so clotting does not take place. So, if he met any major accident, means due to continuous bleeding, it leads to death. Here the females are carriers. Carriers, who are carriers means actually they will not be having that particular disease, but they will be having that particular gene which causes the disease, so that they can transmit to the next generation. So they are called as the carriers. So carriers are persons who do not have the disease but have that particular gene, so that they can transmit in the next generation. So the females are carriers of the disease and would transmit the disease to 50% of their sons. So even if the male parent is normal, so even if the male is normal but the female or carrier, this carrier female can transmit the disease to 50% of their sons. Hemophilia follows the characteristic crisscross pattern of inheritance. So it follows the crisscross. Crisscross means male to, for example, father to daughter and daughter to grandson. Same way, mother to son and son to granddaughter. So that is called as crisscross pattern of inheritance. Next we'll see about the color blindness. So in human beings, a dominant X-linked gene is necessary for the formation of color sensitive cells, the cones. So mainly the color sensitive cells are responsible to distinguish the colors. So for the formation of these color sensitive cells, a dominant X-linked gene is necessary. The recessive form of this gene is incapable of producing color sensitive cone cells. So when this particular X-linked gene is recessive, it is unable to produce the color sensitive cone cells. Homozygous recessive females and hemizygous recessive males are unable to distinguish the red and green color. So the homozygous recessive females and the hemizygous recessive males are unable to distinguish the red and green color. So it is very difficult for them, even in the signal also, they cannot able to identify the red and green signal. The inheritance of color blindness can be studied in the following two types of marriages. So here they are given the examples to study about the color blindness. First we will see the first example. So when a marriage between a colorblind man and a normal vision woman. So the man is colorblind. He cannot able to distinguish the red and green color, but the woman is normal. So we can see the possibility of the children's, whether they are having color blindness or normal vision. So, a marriage between a colorblind man and a normal vision woman will produce normal vision male and female individuals in F1 generation, but the females are carriers. So, when a colorblind man get married to a normal vision woman, the first generation is called as the F1 generation. In F1 generation, all the male and female individuals, that is the offsprings or the children's, whether it is male or female children, all are normal. But the females are carriers. I already told you, carriers means they are normal, but they carry the particular gene. So, the marriage between, and again, if the first generation, a marriage between a F1 normal vision carrier woman and a normal vision male will produce a one normal vision female, one carrier female, and one normal vision male, and one colorblind male. So again, when the carrier woman in the F1 generation gets married to a normal vision male, the children's produced are one normal vision female, one carrier female, one normal vision male, and one colorblind male. Colorblind trait is inherited from the male parents to his grandson through carrier daughter, which is an example of the crisscross pattern of inheritance. So here you can able to see the crisscross pattern. So colorblindness also forms a crisscross pattern, that is from the father to, that is daughter, and from the daughter to the grandson. Here you can able to see the children, that is the F1 generations as well as the F2 generation. Next we will see the another one example, marriage between a normal vision man and a colorblind woman. Here the man is normal but the woman is colorblind. So if a colorblind woman marries a normal vision male, all F1 sons will be colorblind. So here the man is normal but the woman is colorblind. So all the F1 sons in the first generation, all the sons will be colorblind and the daughters will be normal but they are carriers. Marriage between the F1 carrier female, again when the F1 carrier female gets married with the colorblind male, will produce normal vision carrier daughters, colorblind daughter, normal vision son, and a colorblind son in the F2 generation. So what are the possibilities in the F2 generation means? That is when the F1 generation carrier female get married to a colorblind male, the offsprings produced are normal vision carrier daughter, colorblind daughter, normal vision son, and a colorblind son in the F2 generation. So this colorblindness also follows the crisscross pattern of inheritance. So till this we conclude our topic. Go through this topic well. In the next class, we'll start with another topic. Thank you.